All right. My friends, thanks for coming back. Sure appreciate you being here for another report. It's been a couple of good days in news. Fox is doing a good job. A couple of things I wanted you to take a look at. Okay, so first of all, we had a video banned. It's like my 10th video or something like that. I didn't think they would pay attention to anyone who wasn't accepting ad roll, stuff like that. I was wrong. But what I think happened was, since I I showed a video in its entirety, I think the AI picked up on that pretty quick. So we're going to try an experiment tonight. And we're going to push the envelope a little bit. Now, the last time, I wanted to show you that the last time when we left off, okay, we did a video on ventilators, and then a part 2 to that. That's the one that was banned. And the video that was banned was called Doctors in Black. So if you can figure out a way to see that, because it keeps surfacing with some subtitles or something like that, and then they get rid of it again. But look for that video. I'm pretty sure that's the one that triggered all this. It showed Dr. Fauci dragging his feet during the AIDS epidemic or pandemic or whatever they called that. And she explained how a bunch of lives were lost in that fiasco. So Fauci, he's been doing stuff for a long time that's been, let's just say, less than scrupulous. So, let's see what's going on in the news today. And we're going to find you now another doctor here that has been speaking out against this stuff.
Yesterday was seen as a turning point for the better. Last night, a short video appeared on the internet. It was not produced by epidemiologists. It was shot on an iPhone in a kitchen by a guy who runs a sports site. But in 3 minutes and 37 seconds, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports laid out perhaps better than anyone ever has the absurdity of our current lockdown strategy. Here's part of it.
What the going on? When did this become flatten the curve, flatten the curve, flatten the curve to we have to find a cure or everyone's going to die? Find a cure? Who says we're going to find a cure? People have been mentally preparing. We're doing what you ask. We've done exactly what you said. Now you're changing the rules.
In barely 24 hours, that clip, which you should look up if you haven't already before it's pulled down, has been viewed close to 5 million times. We're happy to have Dave.
Anybody out there sharing this guy's frustration? Okay, we did what you said. Let's go. We're fine. Let's move on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. People are still dragging their feet on this.
Dave Portnoy join us tonight. So, Dave, what inspired you to do this, to make this video?
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, Tucker, I've been in the stock market. The stock market tanked, and a lot of it tanked basically on, Fauci going before the Senate and talking about the future, and the LA mayor saying he was going to lock the city down until they found the cure. And I'm in New York City, so I'm in the heart of it. And, I've been inside. I haven't gone outside in months. And to me, New York City is kind of at, corona fatigue, like the rest of the country. But everybody is trying to do their best, which is stay inside, social distance, flatten the curve. That kind of, the combination of the hearings and the Senate and the LA mayor, that to me came out of left field. It's like I hadn't been hearing that. We were all, I felt like there was a collective positive vibe in the country, especially New York. We're getting close. We're getting closer. Every update seemed more positive. There were open beds. People were, you weren't hearing the horror stories necessarily anymore. And then this comes out of left field. Like, we're no closer than we were 2 months ago, it seemed.
So, again, New York fails on every level. First, they say, go to the movies. Then they say, we don't have enough of anything. Okay, they should not have been sending you to the movies. Okay, number 2, they had they had plenty of everything. Now they're saying, okay, it's time to open, and they're saying, oh no, we need to wait for a cure. A cure? Okay, well, they're just like they're doing everything they can do to fail.
And at this point, I started Barstool. I started Barstool 17 years ago. And the main gist of that rant, and it really shouldn't be political. It shouldn't be left. It shouldn't be right. It shouldn't be
I don't think
anything.
it is political. Yeah.
Exactly. But if you gave me the choice, it took me 10 years, a decade, of working almost 24-hour days, no exaggeration, to turn the corner and become successful. If Corona hit at that moment, I would have been out of business, and everything that I worked for 10 years gone, flushed down the toilet. At the very least, and Barstool's going to make it, so thank God we're in a good shape, but a lot of people aren't. And at the very least, they should have the option. There's risk, fine. I don't know what to believe. There's so many, you hit different things. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. And I think most doctors, Fauci, will be even like, this is a new disease. We don't know what we're dealing with. Fine. Give me the choice then. Let me go outside and risk potentially getting sick, or do I want to ruin my business? Because if it was me, I would rather die from Corona than have to start over, work a 9 to 5, fight. How are you going to get a job? How are you going to put...
Did you hear what he said? He said two really important things. I'm going to let the rest of this video, you can find it. This guy's great, is he not? He should be speaking out another guy in the industry going, what are you doing? He said two very important things. I'd rather die than start over. Okay, that's the American spirit. Okay, we're not a bunch of wimps. I'm not saying people who aren't afraid shouldn't stay home. If you're afraid, stay home. But don't ridicule the other people who want to be brave and tough it out. The other thing he said that I think is epically important is that it's my choice. Okay, it's our choice. If you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. Like the guy said, he doesn't even know what is the mask good. It's bad for your health to wear it. I think you're cutting off your oxygen. I've heard a lot of reports about that. They don't talk about that. But I understand people want to protect themselves. Protect yourself. But I'm not sure we have one grocery store that'll offer you a mask if you go in there, and another grocery store won't let you in without the mask. I mean, nobody even knows what to do anymore. It's getting a little ridiculous, is what I meant to say. So, I thought another really excellent report came out with Laura Ingraham. She has really been a trooper during this whole thing. She has a report every night. Please watch Laura Ingraham. She will keep you up to date.
President Trump took to the Rose Garden today. And
he sure did.
What did he do? He announced his new vaccine task force. He set the bar high with an aggressive timeline. But he gave America at the same time just what she needed: optimism for opening.
We have the best and most devoted workers ever to walk the face of the earth. And now we're combining all of these amazing strengths for the most aggressive vaccine project in history. And I just want to make something clear. It's very important. Vaccine or no vaccine, we're back. And we're starting the process.
Okay, that, by the way, you hear horns from truckers in the background protesting for the president. He's talking about some deal with them, cutting some deal with them. But like he said, we are open. Okay? Half the pilgrims didn't die setting this up for us. So we can just say, oh, well, we're just going to quit trying and let it all fall apart. We're not going to do that. We can't do that.
I was doing the fist pump right there. Yes. Well,
yes.
Democrats, on the other hand, they just prefer us to cower and crouch in our houses. They are pushing, a friend of mine called today, panic porn. They say we need multiple vaccines, not just one, but multiple. They say the vaccines, even if we have them, we don't know how effective they'll be. They say we need as many as 300,000 government-paid tracers and trackers, hundreds of millions of tests, all of that before we can open again. and a purple unicorn on every street corner. The basic point here is Democrats just don't trust you. And frankly, they don't even like you. So of course they want you to stay indoors, off the streets, and even out of your churches. With only a few exceptions, blue state governors all favor lockdowns over liberty. One of the absolute worst is Michigan's Gretchen Whitmer.
Ooh.
Certainly not an exercise of democratic principles where we have free speech. This is calls to violence. This is racist and misogynistic. These protests, in a perverse way, make it likelier that we're going to have to stay in a stay-home posture.
And this reminds me of when women were being arrested in front of their kids. Guy on a paddleboard, middle of the ocean, is like being forced into the shore to be arrested. Common sense is out the window, guys. We need to get critical thinking back into the scope here.
You're not behaving. Washington State's Jay Inslee is punishing people with another extension of his stay-at-home order to the end of May now, even though they flattened the curve back in April in Washington State. This is insane.
You shouldn't be able to do that.
When will he give up his vice grip on power?
It's just a long ways away from that, because we know that the numbers...
Never! I really don't want to listen to this guy. Laura Ingram's so great. Please check it out. There's a couple things I wanted to show you that was directly from the Rose Garden speech today. I heard it's funny that when reporters are in the press room, the president has no say on where they sit, but when they can do it outside, he always does it outside because they get to decide where they sit, and they put CNN in the background. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Speaking of that, let's look at a couple of things from today's speech by the president. I think we just really need to... That's really funny.
Through it, but you know what? It's better than bad weather.
Now here comes the good news. Okay? Don't worry. Donald Trump's taking care of things. Listen to this. This is what it's all about. Right here. Right here, kids.
And it's great to be in the Rose Garden. I want to especially thank this group for joining us as we announce a historic groundbreaking initiative in our ongoing effort to rapidly develop and manufacture a coronavirus vaccine.
Now, I heard there was an outbreak at one of the West Wings or something, the West Wing of the White House or somewhere in the White House, and that's... But you notice how these people are suddenly wearing masks, like, all the time. Fauci and Birx. I just, I'm never going to be able to trust them. Never.
We're joined by Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, Secretary Mark Esper, Secretary Alex Azar, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, FDA Director Dr. Stephen Hahn, Director of the National Institute of Health, Dr. Francis Collins, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx. We're joined by a very terrific group of professionals. Tomorrow will mark 30 days since we released the White House guidelines for a safe and phased opening of America,
which those other jackasses are not following.
That's what we're doing. It's the opening of America. We're going to have an amazing year next year. We're going to have a great transition into the fourth quarter. As of this morning, almost every state has taken steps to begin reopening, and the American people are doing an extraordinary job of continuing to take precautions while at the same time wanting to start, and they will be starting to resume, their American way of life. We will be reigniting our economic engines. We're going to be taking care of our most vulnerable, which are our senior citizens and some others. We're going to be working very, very hard on our senior citizens and our nursing homes and various communities to support those that are struggling in this very difficult time. Others don't have the same kind of struggle. For example, today, Secretary Perdue, together with Ivanka Trump, launched the Farmers and Families Food Box Program, which will provide $3 billion to help small farmers. And it'll be helping farmers, ranchers, but it'll be bringing food to some of the food lines and some of the food kitchens that you've been seeing on television. And I said, why aren't we doing that? We have all of this tremendous food produced by our farmers and our ranchers. And so we're going to be buying $3 billion worth of that food. Great for everybody, our farmers, our ranchers, and the people that need great food.
And you know what? The president had to step in there and go, oh, well, why aren't we doing that? I mean, the guy's like a genius, but it kills me how something so common sense, no one along the way even had that inkling, that idea. No one, that never dawned on anybody to feed a bunch of people. And, Donald Trump loves to spend money on the American people, doesn't he? Boy. This is just a great time. This is a great awakening we're going through. We can really get a lot done. This just shows you what we can get done quickly when we put our minds to it. If we really care.
A key feature of our reopening plan is the largest and most ambitious testing system in the world by far. America is now conducting close to 350,000 tests per day, an unthinkable number just a short while ago. More than anybody in the world by far, suggesting many states now have excess testing capacity to monitor for new outbreaks. Florida, many other states have so much testing, the testers are waiting for people to show up. It's great. Another essential pillar of our strategy to keep America open is the development of effective treatments and vaccines as quickly as possible. I want to see if we can do that very quickly. We're looking to when I say quickly, we're looking to get it by the end of the year if we can. Maybe before. We're doing tremendously well.
Okay. This is a big deal right here. Because as they drag their feet, we start to realize that these Democrat governors, they don't want to open. They don't care about America. They just want to hurt Donald Trump. They care about their political agenda. That's it. They don't care what kind of damage they do. So at first it was the testing, and Donald Trump, he doesn't just do it, he'll overdo it. Now that's what he just said. We now lead the world. First it was ventilators. No, first it was hospital beds. He's got the Army Corps engineer building hospitals in days. It's ridiculously fast. It's just like the wall. Did you hear that the wall will be built by the end of his second term? It's true. He doesn't just do it. He'll overdo it. This must be driving them bonkers. Because every time they throw a problem, well, we're not even going to be able to open until there's a vaccine. And they know, and under normal circumstances, it takes forever for this vaccine to come out. But no, he's going to have it like that. He's going to have this vaccine. Now they're trying to say, oh, we need multiple vaccines. But you know what? They get so ridiculous, then their stuff just stops making sense. And that's when finally the truth is known and they veer off with their nonsense. But
from the earliest days of the pandemic, we have marshaled the genius of American scientists and researchers from all across government and the private sector, from academia.
I hope Fauci's panting like a dog out in the sun under that mask. I hate those masks. They are so hard to breathe. We have to wear them at work now. They're so hard to breathe.
From everywhere to vanquish the virus, and tremendous strides have been made. I can tell you, I get to see it every day. Tremendous strides are being made. Scientists at the NIH began developing the first vaccine candidate on January 11th. Think of that. Within hours of the virus's genetic code being posted online. So January 11th, most people never even heard what was going on January 11th, and we were out there trying to develop a vaccine, not even knowing what we were up against. Then my administration cut through every piece of red tape to achieve the fastest ever by far launch of a vaccine trial for this new virus, this very vicious virus.
And he finds ways to gain speed and just go to what he's calling warp speed, which is what he's doing has never been done. They just all find, oh, well, we need testing. Oh, well, we need trials. Oh, it's just like Congress. Oh, we need time, and we need to, we need to go on vacation, and then we need to have a hearing, and then we have to adjourn and go to lunch. And, they just find ways not to work. And now they're dealing with this guy who's dealt with deadlines, and because in his business, you get that job done and you get on to the next job, and you get more done, you get richer and richer, and that's what's happening to our country. We're just getting richer by the minute having him around. Thank God. What if it was Hillary in charge right now? The economy would have been so bad, we would have never recovered. Every most ridiculous that they would have closed us forever. This would have finished America forever. We are truly blessed.
And I want to thank all of the doctors and scientists and researchers involved, because they've never moved like this, or never even close. The NIH and the HHS have also been working constantly with private industry to evaluate more than 100 potential treatments. The Food and Drug Administration has swiftly approved more than 130 therapies for active trials. That's what we have right now, 130. And another 450 are in the planning stages, and tremendous potential awaits. I think we're going to have some very interesting things to report in the not-too-distant future. And thank you very much to Dr. Hahn. Through a historic series of funding bills, my administration is providing roughly $10 billion to support a medical research effort without parallel. I especially want to thank Senator Steve Daines of Montana for his incredible work. He has worked so hard to secure additional funding for vaccine development. He has been right at the forefront. Today, I want to update you on the next stage of this momentous medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed.
Here we go.
It means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project. You really could say that nobody's seen anything like we're doing, whether it's ventilators or testing. Nobody's seen anything like we're doing now within our country since the Second World War. Incredible. Its objective is to finish developing and then to manufacture and distribute a proven coronavirus vaccine as fast as possible. Again, we'd love to see if we could do it prior to the end of the year. We think we're going to have some very good results coming out very quickly. In addition, it will continue accelerating the development of diagnostics and breakthrough therapies. The great national project will bring together the best of American industry and innovation.
Okay. Well, I think I can confidently say he's going to take this virus and smash it out of the ballpark, just like he does every problem they throw at him. Meanwhile, they're exonerating General Flynn. Oh yeah, people are acting weird. Of course they're acting weird. But this guy is just a machine. He's got so much going on. I can't believe I can't believe he can keep going the way he does. He's amazing. Okay, there's a couple of other things. This is a really long video, so I didn't want you to sit through this whole thing, but there is something you really should see what else they're talking about, just to show you what they are getting done. We're going to go to about 17 minutes and about a half, and right there. Now listen to this gentleman.
And we will do the best we can to do that. Thank you. We will, of course, also...
Hang on.
And our partners in the private sector will be able and will do the utmost to deliver these objectives. In fact, Mr. President, I have very recently seen early data from a clinical trial with a coronavirus vaccine. And these data made me feel even more confident that we will be able to deliver a few 100 million doses of vaccine by the end of 2020. And we will do the best we can to do that.
Applause. Okay.
Also focus on...
Okay. And then what he goes on to say is we're going to focus on the emergency situations early on so the vaccine will be available to those who are in the most need. So, the most vulnerable and so on. Okay, they don't have to wait for actually it to come out. But, okay, so that much is obvious. So, that's really good news. And there's one more thing. There's one more thing that everybody who's nervous about being forced to take a vaccine. Oh, they're going to force me. They're going to force me. They're going to force me. Guys, this is another time to sit back and relax and understand that Hillary didn't become the president. Okay? That Donald did. And Daddy Donald is not going to allow his kids to be mistreated by the globalists. Okay? And he can only do so much in the open. But I want you to hear it come right out of his mouth. Now, at the end of all these nice little speeches in the Rose Garden, of course, Mr. Trump opens up his shirt so they can punch him repeatedly in the stomach, trying to get him to say something that, you know, they can print in the New York Times the next day. So we're going to go as that is in progress by some lady who's just already angry, you know, before her question even comes out of her mouth.
But you can't hear through you.
Do you mean a fully approved vaccine for the entire general public or a partially approved vaccine for emergency use?
Caitlin, leave the vaccine.
Oh, sorry. Step near the mic. Sorry, let me repeat that. Now I'm closer to the mic. Do you mean a fully approved vaccine for everyone, the full public, or a partially approved vaccine with emergency use?
No, we're looking for a full vaccine for everyone that wants to get it. Not everybody's going to want to get it.
There you go. Look at him. Look at the look on his face. He knows that the American public is never going to stand for that. He's not even ever going to say, oh, you... They're going to ask him, do you think, you know what he's always going to say? That the American public is smart. They can evaluate their own situation and make the decision for themselves. Basically, guys, I think what all this is going to boil down to is Americans making their own decisions. I mean, we don't want to live in a controlled society where we're told what to do. We want a situation where we have the choice to do what we want. And basically, we're really the last free society on earth, in my mind. Everybody else is controlled to some degree. So are we. We're controlled in ways that we don't even recognize. But I believe that this truly is the Great Awakening. And that's why there's so much turmoil, which makes this thing very beautiful. Now, I know we're going to have some bumps, but I think we're going to come out of this for the better. This video is getting really long. I love ranting about this. Please join me in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, may the Lord bless you.